JP, let me tell you something, young fella. I got your back. There's a segment of fans here in the Bay. They just don't get it, JP.
What don't we get?
They just don't get it. They don't understand the process, JP. But luckily, I've got some years in this business and some skin in the game to truly understand what's going on. And I got to figure out whether I'm going to be straightforward and tell you why you're missing the boat, or whether I should give you a chance to set up what you want to say and then react. There's nothing going on with Jordan Poole.
And
he's trying to, you ready?
Well, you're lying to the people and yourself.
He's trying to do too much. End of story.
Well, there you go.
There's nothing unusual about what's going on. And to come out of that game last night talking about Jordan Poole, who had the kind of game that young players have when they're the number one option as opposed to the number 3 option.
Don't you get it? He's not the number one option.
That's
He's
right.
He's ignoring another guy that's hot.
He's a better playmaker than Klay Thompson.
I'm not saying that, but Steiny, I love how you just put that.
He's trying to do too much.
Okay.
Yeah. He's 23.
Okay. And he's shooting 30% from 3.
Okay.
What's that about?
Okay.
This season.
He's not shooting the ball well from the field.
But you giving out more passes? I'm just when I hear Jordan Poole, I don't think of 30% from deep.
Jordan Poole was number 10. What about
we watched a game where he made another critical error after he got him 5 quick points.
Well, I think
I'm not just saying it's all his fault. I'm just alarmed.
I think I know.
You think it's not a big deal.
I don't. And here's what I think. Okay, I look at the lens through the Golden State Warriors.
Gotcha.
I watched last night's game. Hey, what'd you think of the game, Steiny? The first thing I guess I would say is, well, I guess I think of the game differently than other people. Why? Why, Steiny? Well, I went on the internet last night, and everybody's talking about Jordan Poole, like you are.
Well,
no, I'm giving you credit. I'm like, okay, I watched that game, and I didn't really have a second thought about Jordan Poole last night. To me, there were way bigger issues.
Okay.
One, this is like here's how I rank.
All right.
Because I think of the team first.
Right.
I don't point fingers first. I think about the team because they're more important than Jordan Poole. They're 5-1 on this road, on this homestand. But nothing's been easy. Nothing's been easy. They're 5-1. They won some close games. But nothing's been easy. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and Kevon Looney are veteran players who are expending a lot of energy, and they're playing a lot of minutes in late December and early January. They're winning games, but their veteran core, 3 out of 4, are playing high-intensity games much earlier in the season than they really ever have or have ever cared to.
Okay.
My question would be like, could that take a toll down the road? That, to me, is what comes to my mind after last night's game. Or maybe something like this. Pistons have beaten us twice this year. How come? Well, they're young, they're athletic, they're long, and you know what?
Super long.
They ain't, and I'll tip my cap to Guru, they're pretty well coached. Dwayne Casey is doing a nice job with that young team. Okay, so I come out of that game saying we may have trouble with some athleticism. Okay. Third, you know what stood out to me last night? We need Wiggins. We don't have a player on our roster who can guard Bogdanovich if Wiggins doesn't play. Right. That's a problem. I'm not focusing on my 23-year-old who should be a sixth man, who is now forced into being the top player or two, and we are begging him to score. He's not a finished product. He's going to try to do too much because they're missing 55 points, and he's struggling.
Right.
Maybe the Bay Area's there. I feel like this. There's nothing to see here with Jordan Poole other than the natural growth and bumps in the road that players like him have in the NBA. You must fail at times. That's where I'm at. Okay. I'm done.
I'm sorry to. So is Twitter.
I don't mean to pontificate.
Like Twitter. I'm not going in like Twitter.
And I don't mean to pontificate, but I guess that's the way I sound.
Yeah.
But that's the way I feel.
And you're right. You make some valid points. But you ask me, who?
No doubt.
My name's Daryl. Your name is Matthew. I'm in the now. I'm in the meantime. And it's my fault because I know how great Jordan Poole is. And I hold him to a higher standard than you in regard to his age, the bumps and bruises. But this year has been about, at times, even after the punch, what's going on with Jordan Poole. So I know he's not a finished product. I know he's going through his basketball puberty. But sometimes, Steiny, I don't think it's far-fetched to think Jordan Poole can read the room to know, you know what? Maybe I am going too fast. Maybe that's why I'm creating some of these turnovers that almost cost us against Atlanta, that almost cost us against Portland. Maybe I'll look for my teammate. And I know, let me finish. I know Steph and Wiggins are not here, and I thought about it, and that's why when you said what you said a minute ago, I'm on your side of the street in this sense. Curry's there. He won't be put in that position, but this is bigger than the game almost being lost or the game that you won. Something's going on, and Fitz talks about it on the broadcast. He's just going too fast.
Okay,
every time I think it's not a big deal, it rears its head. Okay. And now it's rearing its head to where it can cost the team, and last night I believe it did.
Okay.
Get that ball to Clay. Get that ball to, I mean, you know.
You know, it's funny, and this is
you got to do it all by yourself.
Jordan Poole is no more careless with the ball at 23 than Steph Curry was with the basketball at 23. And it has and that reputation of Steph Curry being careless with the ball has lingered throughout his career. That's just the way it is. Early in Steph's career, Jordan Poole was no different than him. Now, Curry's turned into one of the greatest players of all time. Stop judging Jordan Poole like you against Steph Curry now. That ain't right. It's not right. He's not. Steph Curry back then was like the second best player on the team. And he should be. He was the 7th pick. Jordan Poole came late in the second round, burst onto the scene, became a 6th man, working his way up the totem pole, and we wouldn't worry that he's trying to do too much late in the game as a 23-year-old. Come on. But his team gave up 122 points to the Pistons. That's a problem. Huge problem. The other problem is Clay ain't back. He ain't back.
Right, but he's playing better.
He's playing
hit a shot
better.
To tie the game.
He's playing better,
went
and he's
overtime.
making shots, but he's 80% of what he was at championship level.
Okay.
80%. Now, listen, I love Klay Thompson.
Right.
I love the way he's played on this homestand. Yeah. But when you say Klay's back, let's make it clear. He's back to playing with the Golden State Warriors. He's not back to form of 3 years ago. And the question is, will he ever? Is he going to get better and get back toward that or not?
Okay. Now, see, that's where we differ. They already proved, he don't have to be 3 years ago, Clay, for them to win a chip. He started in January last year. They won the chip. He was serviceable. But the guy I'm watching, I think he's on the come up. My thing to you, Steiny, is you're right. You could go, I'm not saying, let's compare Steph when he was 20. Steph wasn't playing with the team that had championship aspirations or were defending champs.
I know it was less pressure.
No doubt.
Way less pressure.
But all I'm sitting back is, and I'm a Jordan Poole fan, I just can't ignore that there's an arena full of people watching you do your thing in crunch time, and when you feel like you get robbed because you're over-dribbling or the ball goes off your knee, I'm not going to just say that's nothing. And so you put yourself in that position when you say, I'm about to get this bucket. That's the nature of basketball and sports. You're taking on this. I'm going to ignore Clay. I'm going to ignore everybody. It's me. This is my moment. Fumble bumble. And it's not happening every time. And I'm a fan. I'm just like, damn, JP, you just got lucky the other night, and then here you go again.
Did you look at the play?
Let's work on that.
Did you look at the play-by-play from last night? Do you see the 2 big shots he makes that if he doesn't make them, they're not even in that position. So it's just like a team. It's just kind of like a team that they win a round. Then they win another round. Then they lose, and you penalize them for getting there. So it's like he keeps you in the game with a big shot. He hits another big shot to keep you in the game, and then he makes a mistake and he turns it over with 6 seconds to go. Okay. And
JP, if he's listening, you got two fans here.
Please.
This is what I want to tell you. He's getting barbecue chicken on the other end.
So is, do you see, how's Clay's defense? I am so sick of this.
We'll get to that. But let's see, that's what, all of it's relevant.
Why? But why?
When you turn it over continuously in crunch time,
why on a night like last night do you single out Poole?
And I'm not doing that.
I don't understand that.
You asked me my takeaway.
Clay's defense was subpar last night.
I'm not saying it wasn't.
It just was.
I got you.
Okay, who else do we have on the floor? Draymond. Yeah. Okay, Draymond, I love you. And they
were big.
Draymond, like, we should be mad at Draymond. We should be more disappointed in Draymond for not even being a part of money time. Because, again, he took himself out of the game.
But he made a play on Bay where Play went up to score.
He wasn't in the game when the chips were down.
But that play on Bay where Bay went to the rack and Jay just put his body up with his two hands up and Bay just turned it over. I get you. He shouldn't have got ran, but he got the first take.
Right. So we're gonna criticize for the first hour of the show Jordan Poole for trying to do too much with 6 seconds left. But Draymond gets off the hook for getting thrown out in money time of a close game. It ain't right. Yeah. Right. That's what I mean.
There's a theme,
That's why Draymond Green's a higher priority to me.
There's a theme, and Green's been playing his ass off.
What's the theme about
Jordan Poole in this role continuously is turning the ball over, self-inflicted. And I'm not blaming him for the game. I'm saying, JP, I think so much of you. What's going on? Because they're self-inflicted.
There's nothing going on.
Off the knee. Turn over. I got to watch it dribble because I can't touch it.
There's nothing going on.
And sometimes you can get the ball to somebody else, maybe Clay, after he hit that dagger to tie the, read the room a bit more. That's all. And then this the part you don't like, Steiny. And I ain't going to Twitter. He's shooting 30% from three?
Yeah, probably.
What? I'm asking you, are you going to, like the hall monitor, what pass are you going to write for that?
Who do you want to score? Who do you want to take the primary role of scorer on the Warriors right now?
It can be
Klay Thompson.
It can be a
and he is.
It could be a
No, it can't be.
Every game is different.
When Steph Curry and Andrew Wiggins are out, they need Poole to try to get 25 to 30 points. He must. He must, I think. And so when he does that, when you're asking a guy who basically is your sixth man.
And I love him.
Well, then why don't you understand you're putting him in a harder role? He's going to struggle more.
Because I don't
get it.
Yeah, it's upstairs. Steiny, I advocated for him. This is how great he was last year. I advocated for him to be a starter. And I looked you in the face and said he's a 2, a 1 on some of the teams, Jordan Poole. So I understand that he's young. My thing is,
you want too much too soon.
Steiny, he has the too soon. He has the game.
He's 23.
He's got it. Yeah. But what happens
23 years old, no 23-year-old
situations?
What 23-year-old is consistent? Steph Curry wasn't consistent at 23. Stop this nonsense, everybody. It's unbecoming.